And we're off.
Leaving from the house.
Yeah. Going up Bear Creek Trail. Leaving from our house on Bear Creek Trail. So, should be pretty fun. It's Friday at like 4:20ish. And we're gonna have a fun weekend in the Bitterroots.
Made it to the trailhead. Now we gotta cool off in the creek because that was so hot, and then we'll get even further in. Okay, so to set the scene, it's late July 2022, and we're setting out to do an overnight canyon link up that's somewhere around 20 miles. I don't know exactly. The fun thing about this one is we get to leave directly from our house and walk all the way back to the state line between Montana and Idaho. And we end up making a game time decision to try out a shortcut that puts this trip firmly in the type 2 fun category. It's a classic Bitterroot trip. You have the classic Bitterroot Canyon experience, and then you get all the way back in there into the good stuff. The really special place of the Bitterroot right there on the state line.
She looked over with a part smile, caught up in the twinkle, it could take a while. And the money pile on the dashboard fluttering. She said, baby, take me. And I said,
It's a little different than the last time I was here. This was all underwater. Yeah, I went on all fours across the log.
Ellen's kiss was oxygen. I leaned over to take it in as we went howling through the
Good boy,
edge of
Talk.
South Des Moines.
Keep going.
It came over me at a bad time. She burned over the double line. She paled as I reached my hand for the guardrail. Ooh, guardrail. Ooh, guardrail. And she said, baby, take me. And I said, baby.
Evening chill spot.
She said,
About a couple miles away from the lake.
take me. And I said, ooh, baby, take me too.
Getting ready to rip on day 2. Just telling the folks at home what's going on.
Getting ready to go. Day 2.
Yep.
Fuck, are you excited?
You ready to go hiking, buddy? You ready to go hiking?
Before you gotta go, 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 go. I wanted you to know, no, no, no. You're always on my mind. You're
So on
always
day
my
2, we
mind.
set out for our first destination at the head of Bear Canyon, Bryan Lake. Along the way, we spotted these 2 cow moose, which is always a special experience. Thankfully, the brush was so thick that Taka and the moose had no idea that each other were there.
We got angry.
So as we got to the top of Bear Creek Pass, we had a decision that we could make.
Who was wrong?
Either we could go the originally planned route that we had down into Idaho, through this rarely traveled valley, and then back up over another pass to Big Creek Canyon, or we could go off trail down to this little lake in a small sub-drainage and then follow that canyon out back to the main trail. Now, I had done this trip the year before, but from the other direction, so I knew what that Idaho Valley was like. But there was really no data about what this other lake would look like, what that basin would look like. And when you're at the top of Bear Creek Pass, it really looks like this thing is a cakewalk, honestly. But we would come to find out that that was certainly not the case.
Don't you know I'm not your enemy? Maybe let's cut out caffeine. Tomorrow's too late to reminisce. Call me when you get this. Before you gotta go, 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 go.
Up at Bear Creek Pass, we're gonna go this off-trail route into this other lake basin if we can. Otherwise, we're gonna go down Pack Pass and up another pass. So we'll see.
On the state line, headed into Idaho.
Yep, here's west.
Let's go.
We did not climb Scott High with you.
Mm-hmm.
Turned around. This taco almost fell off the mountain.
Money down the drain. Funny how things change. You got to get away. Yeah, I know when I don't blame you.
Picking our way down this little off-trail descent, but I think someone has come through here before, cut that tree down. And we're just gonna kind of pick our way through there, down to the lake, and then around that eastern bank.
After walking through that nice subalpine meadow, just about alpine meadow, we get to the spot where we need to get down to the lake from where we are. And this is the first, real challenging bit of off-trail travel that we run into, and we get a little bit, thinking we're going one way and end up going the other direction, but that happens sometimes. And by the time we get down to the lake, we think that has been a bit of a bushwhack that we have to endure. There's not a ton of footage of it. But little did we know what was in store for us on the following day.
Is that fun, Taka? Yeah. And now we are wandering around because we're getting cliffed out. Looks like that below us. We need to get down to that lake somehow.
Somebody was watching. Somebody was watching over me. Somebody was watching.
Oh, after a hell of a schwack, we made it. Holy hell.
Somebody was watching.
I think Kath is too stoked on that.
Somebody was watching over me. Somebody was watching. Somebody was watching. Now my bedtime is better than my
That's where we came from.
used to be. Somebody
Good morning.
About to head off on day 3. Headed out Big Creek Trail to the car.
South Fork to Big Creek.
South Fork to Big Creek.
South Fork is God knows what it'll be like. But we're about to find out.
Let's go.
Bitterroot bushwhacking at its finest. Swarms of mosquitoes, no trail to be found. And just going into it. Now watch down the creek. This is the quote-unquote trail. I think this is like a bear, moose, maybe wolf trail. I don't think it's a king trail. It's just carnage in here though. These are all moose prints in here. We made it onto the super highway off of the trail that no one ever uses and onto the one that the backcountry horsemen maintain, so it's quite the contrast. It's the Bitterroots. It's like 1 p.m. on Sunday. We made it out of the wilderness. And I don't know, just a few miles back to the car. What we stashed here on Friday morning. Pretty good.
All right, back. How do you feel? Taka, how are you feeling? Whew. It's tough.
Like I said in the beginning, this was a classic Bitterroot trip. You have that experience of going through the deep forest up to where the granite's a bit more exposed, then into the subalpine and alpine zone. You have a nice off-trail experience that turns into a little bit of a hellish off-trail experience, and then you get the same, sequence of events going back out. It was nice to get to the car at the end of this trip and be able to kind of relax. It was a challenging one, but I think sometimes those are the more fun trips that you have. At least that's the more fun trip to me. And with that, I hope you enjoyed this next installment of a video on my channel. We'll get more of these videos out there. Smash that like button, hit subscribe. I'm just kidding. But honestly, you can subscribe if you wanted. That's fine.